Okay, so in Premiere, there's the ability to have rolling credits like you might have seen in some of the samples that we were looking at earlier. Usually that's done, of course, at the end of the movie. So over here is where you're going to want your credits to be. One of the things you can do, and some things I do, is actually sometimes fade the last screen out. So one way that you can, if it's a video like this, see we got a video going right here, and we at the very end, well, let's say we want here where she's looking at the screen right here, and we want to kind of fade that out, that last screen right there. How about that? So there's a couple different ways to fade it out. Oh, and you can't really see because it's such a dark thing. Let me find something that has more light in it. There's not much light in any of this. How about that? Can you see that? Oh, there we go. So let's say this is our final scene here. So let me zoom in. There's two ways to hold the last frame. I find the easiest way is to take a picture of it and then bring that picture in, stretch that picture out, and use the transition to fade it out. There is another way of actually holding a frame, and that's called hold on, it's under and I don't do this very much. I can't remember. Oh, can't remember. Forget it. I'll remember it eventually. But the easiest way that I found is I would take a picture. Notice right here, you have your little camera right here. If you look right here, you see the little camera icon. It's right here. If I click on that, it'll ask me to take a picture, give it a name. This is going to be final frame. And then find a place to put it. And then it puts it over here in the timeline. Take that and put it at the end of your movie and then stretch it out. And then I would then take my transition, a video transition, a dissolve, and put the dissolve on the end. And then you could stretch that dissolve out. Let me zoom in a little bit further. So put a dissolve at the end, and then you can, if you click on the dissolve, you can change the duration of it. I don't know why it's not letting me change the duration. Let's do it like 5 seconds. There we go. So a nice kind of fade, because you notice at the end of movies sometimes you get a slow fade, right? A slow fade. So again, I take a still image, take a picture, put the picture in there, and then put a dissolve at the end so that when the movie's ending, it kind of slowly fades out, right? So I often do that for that. Then at the end, I want my credits to go, you know, director, music, best boy, those kind of things. To do that, we use the title window under the, you know, file, new title. And you give yourself okay. To do the rolling credits, you have this option right here. It says roll and crawl in the title window. It's called roll and crawl. First, you got to put the text box on the screen first. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my text box right here is a title based on current title. I'm just going to go and draw a box kind of around the, oops, let me do that again. Draw a box of text over the entire screen like that. Draw it completely over. I'm going to center my text, and then I'm going to change my font size so it's not so big. And I'm going to type in director. Oops, why am I not typing? Why am I not typing? Director, myself, of course. Then hit return a couple times. So it's not very easy, but you got to kind of fake it a little bit. I hit return like 3 times, and then best boy is always the important person. I don't know who that is, and then hit return a couple times, and then Best boy. What else we got? Music. Of course, I wrote the music. Notice as I hit return, I end up getting this little plus right here. What is this plus? Well, the plus means that my box is too small for the text. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab, I'm going to use the arrow tool here and I'm going to drag my box bigger. And I'm going to shift this a little bit. And I'm going to move it up. And it's not easy, I know. And I'm going to make my box bigger. So, but you see what I'm doing. And then what do I have? Music. What else do I have? What else do I have? Music. What else do we have? Lighting. Again, I'm going to use the arrow tool. I'm going to shift it up. And I'm going to draw my box bigger. It's not very intuitive, I know that. What else do we have? Lighting, scene. Whatever. So again, you drag the box, and as you can see, I have a box that's kind of big. Just by moving it around, you can see you can drag it, and then you can type in your text and so on. Once you're done with that, kind of making this big kind of text box, the last thing you want to do is you want to tell it that you want to start off the screen and have it come onto the screen. To do that, you use this box right here, roll and crawl options right here. In the roll and crawl options, you can tell it to roll means it's going to go up, crawl means it goes left, and crawl means it goes right. You can tell it to start off the screen and end off the screen. So again, the option was kind of that little box with the arrow. And don't worry about it being on the screen. It's going to start it off the screen and put it on. So again, just click on that option up there. And when you're done, you can hit OK. And you can just close your title. When you're done doing that, just close the title. Take that title and put it at the end of your video. And if you want it to go slower, you drag it longer. If you want it to go faster, you drag it shorter. So you can change the speed by going back and forth. And so here we go again. Here's the end of my movie. Fades out slowly. And then my credits will start coming onto the screen. Again, if you want it to be slower, you can drag it longer. You want it to be shorter. And that's it. Again, it's quite easy to do in the title window. Again, just by making a big text box. You might have to move it around like I did. See how I had to move it around? But you have to kind of, make a big box and then just move it around, move it around. It's not the most easy, intuitive one. I'm sure there's easier ones, but that's sort of how it's done. And you can quickly make a rolling credits with the text box. What do you guys think? Not too hard, huh? Okay. So think about the end of your movie, fading it out, and making a rolling credits. And then don't forget about the compression things we talked about. And movie stories. And then no, I'm still not going to give up on the Bonfanno idea, though. I'm going to keep pushing you on that. So, again, we'll have a guest speaker next week. His name is Harvey Chen. He makes a lot of different movies.